Okay, I'm back. Today is January 16th. The last time I showed you this bed, it was October 29th. I posted the video of the seedlings. All of the seedlings had sprouted. Some of the seedlings had their first leaves coming up. And then by the end of that week, we had a cold front and it stunted everything that was in this bed. Everything was growing slow. I couldn't get my second true leaf up until maybe a couple of weeks ago when the weather broke and it started to warm up, and now it looks like everything is trying to take off now. So what we're going to do is move them to another bed. Everything is so crowded, and I intentionally planted everything crowded. I only wanted to grow in this bed. I was hoping that, they will grow and maybe the greens would just be some shorter leaves, but we will have so many that it wouldn't even matter. But now I see that I have to move some of this stuff. So I'm going to move these collards to another bed. I'm going to spread out this premier kale so that it can get a little bit bigger. I'll probably leave this spinach here. I'll probably leave this pak choy here, which is miniature bok choy. I don't think it gets much bigger than this. And look at that. Those look like seed pods. So it looks like this pak choy is about to be spent. So I'll probably remove those seed pods. Um, Here's some romaine. There's another romaine back there by the pak choy. I'll move those. And just spread everything out to see if we can get more growth. I've never had this happen before. I usually start my seeds indoors and then bring them out once the weather is mild enough and plant them out here. Here it looks like we have a snow pea coming up, and the rest of these are spent. The cold weather froze it up. So yeah, I'll let you guys see what we decide to do with all of these veggies. This bed has a lot of I grew tomatoes in this bed last season, so I know there's some tomato seeds that will be sprouting up once it really warms up. That's the black cherry tomato, which is great, and I'll do the same thing with those tomato seeds that I'm doing with these collards. I'll take them out of here and I'll move them to another container so they can take off and give us some tomatoes. And I'll give them some food probably Saturday because I think we're going to get some rain soon, probably this weekend. So I'll let that rainwater water in these collards, and then I'll give it some 511, some fish fur, probably Sunday or later Saturday evening. Okay. I think I'm gonna put one more in here. And I'm gonna move this one a little bit. And that should be enough room for these 4. And I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with the rest of the veggies that are left in the bed. Okay, I'm gonna move the ones that look pretty established that I think are gonna do well. I'm gonna move this one over here. This is Premier Kale. I've never had any of this. I've never grown this before, nor have I tasted it, but it looks like collards, so I guess they probably taste similar. And I'm gonna that's some romaine lettuce. Another kale. Just gonna put it over here. This is a little bunched up. I'm gonna pull these up and I have to figure out what to do with them. I hate getting rid of veggies, but I need this to be moved over here for a minute. It's weeds. What's that? Mexican tarragon I got last season. Very good. I loved it. I used it in my cooking, especially the tacos. It was really good, but it didn't do well in this bed. So hopefully I can find some more this year and I'll just grow it alone instead of putting it in a raised bed. Put this right here. Another one I need to figure out. This is the spinach. I don't think that's gonna do well. I'm gonna pull that up because it didn't take off once the weather warmed up like this one did. And I'll pull this up. We love lettuce. So, and romaine can be planted pretty close together. It doesn't have to be spaced out too much. 6 inches is really enough space. So you can even plant it closer because it doesn't take up a lot of space and the roots are pretty shallow, so I can get it kind of close together and it will still do well. Just want to get it away from that pak choi that's going to seed. And there's one more over here. And all of this stuff is it really does need to be fed. I see they need some nutrients. So I'll probably give them some nutrients today in this bed. So prayerfully, this lettuce will take off now that I have it away from the pak choi. Again, the pak choi is going to seed, so I'll probably harvest it soon. I don't know. Never had it before. And what else? I'm gonna have to, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 plants here. That I don't want to get rid of. Since the pak choy is going to seed, I'll just harvest it and we'll probably try it out tonight, stir fry or something, I don't know, with our veggies. Because I want my greens. I don't want to lose them. See that? That's going to be good. It's going to take off. Because it has a nice root system there. So does this one. So now all we gotta do is trust God to get it all growing, and it'll all take off. And by the spring, we'll have some premier kale, and we'll have some collards in the other bed, and some lettuce. And I don't know what to do with this. Maybe I'll put them in some smaller containers. I don't know. Or stick them in the big container. But I have 2 plants and I don't want to get rid of them. Alrighty. We'll check on everything in a few weeks to see if this worked. To get everything ready for, get everything kicked off and growing. Okay, so I found this bed. It has soil in it. Should be some good soil. I had some carrots in here last season, but I see some tomato seeds fell down in here because I see some little, you know, tomato seedlings coming up. I don't know what tomato that is, but I won't pull them all up. I just want to level this soil out so I can put my other 2 seedlings in here from my other bed. I'm gonna leave some of the tomato seedlings, just a couple, so I can transplant them later on in the season. Later on, prevents me from having to sow tomato seeds. Okay, so here are the 2 kale plants. I think it was kale. That was in the raised bed over there, the elevated bed. And I'm gonna just drop these in here in this soil. The soil should be fine. I put it in here last year. It's fairly new. I know it has some nutrients in it. Sure it has a lot of potash in it because I had carrots in here last year. These are the carrots that Ian planted last year. Those seeds were in this bed. And what is that? Looks like a tomato. The tomatoes I didn't like though, so I probably won't be keeping these tomato seeds. But yeah, I think that's it. Let me see, maybe I'll move this a little bit over some more. I'm indecisive. Put those roots down there. Okay. All right. So that's my garden work for today. We got a lot of work to do because it's so junky back here, trying to get Daddy to get back here and get things in order. Okay. We'll check on it in a few weeks. Hopefully the leaves will be bigger, everything will be taken off, and the weather will continue to be great for it. Alrighty.